What's up, Silver Stackers? Thank you so much for being here. This is Silver Slayer. Do you have enough silver? If not, how much more do you need until you think you have enough? Most of us start off with a 100-ounce goal. Now, a 100-ounce goal doesn't mean that's where we'll stop, but usually, our first goal is 100 ounces because that's, it just seems like a nice goal to start with. But have you ever thought about the entire end goal? Is it 1,000 ounces? Is it 5,000 ounces? Do you compare it in terms of monster boxes, like maybe, 10 monster boxes, or what is it? I think it's interesting to look at because when you try to figure out how much is enough and then multiply that number by what price you'll sell at, you get a pretty interesting idea of your profit or what you really or realistically could be looking at as a return. A lot of us just aimlessly buy silver and not really think about, what price we'll sell at, which is where this video sparked from. But my last video was, what price will you sell at? $1,000, $2,000? Will you sell it $100? A lot of you actually gave some pretty good comments, and if you want to get an idea of what price people are willing to sell at, go check out the video. A lot of people were saying $1,200. Some people were saying higher. Some people were saying lower. I mean, very interesting conversation to have. And actually, Mike Maloney said something pretty interesting when we were covering in that video how much you should be, or what would be a good price to sell at. Mike Maloney said, I think it was like 860 ounces of silver can buy you a median American home. That's when you should be able to sell, or that's when you could sell. And that was just a really weird perspective to view when a good price is or time is to sell. He compared it to the housing market. But regardless, he said 860, I think. So that's close to 1,000 ounces. Now, like I said in the video, I didn't think comparing what price you'll sell at was that, I don't know, I just didn't like that type of measurement, so I wanted to go more off of, just the numbers, what people feel in their gut, or just are willing to let go at. You never want to sell yourself short, but he said 860, so let's look at 1,000 ounces. Is 1,000 ounces enough? And trust me, if you're someone who's nowhere near that goal yet, as long as you keep stacking, it adds up fast. Even if you just get 1 ounce a month, right? It adds up. So let's look at this. Let's say, and by the way, I don't want to forget the best, part of this video, which is the chart. It shows how much silver you need to meet expenses during a financial crisis. So it shows your monthly expenses in $500 all the way down to $20,000, and then it shows your expenses of silver per ounce at 6 months all the way to 5 years. So I'll let you guys check that chart out, and it kind of breaks it down right here. And I'll just go over this real quick because it's very interesting. So $500 a month supplement would need 300 ounces of silver to get through 1 year, or 1,500 ounces for 5 years. If you want $3,000 a month, you'll need 1,800 ounces of silver for 1 year, or 9,000 if it lasts 5 years. Of course, we can use both gold and silver to meet expenses. For $1,000 a month, you'll need 9 ounces of gold and 600 ounces of silver to get through 2.5-year crisis, or a 2-year crisis. These amounts may look high, but if you keep in mind that if you don't save in gold and silver now, you'll be forced to spend a whole lot more in currency later. And I think that's the most important part of this, because a lot of people could justify, but you got to remember, if you don't save in gold and silver now, you'll be forced to spend a whole lot more in currency later. These tables show how practical gold and silver can be. They really can be used to protect our standard of living and even improve it if the price of precious metals rises during times of crisis like they have in the past. And that's the best part about this. It's like it's used to protect our standard of living, but it also can, improve our standard of living by profiting as precious metals rise in times of crisis. So how much gold and silver do you need? I hope these tables show what you need to accumulate. So, I've used this table actually backwards before to show how much money you put into silver and how, I kind of flipped the table, but I want to look at some other. I want to flip this another way in this video. So I want to start because, and this is the most important reason why. If you're someone who's maybe 19 working a minimum wage job, right, just an entry level job, and you're looking at your career, or your goal, versus someone who's 60, maybe, retirement, maybe, is in real estate or have, whatever the case is, much different financial situation. Your goals are going to be different. Maybe that college student, the guy that's, washing dishes, he's cool with making $5,000. That's a lot of money to him. But then you got the guy that's in his 60s, ready to retire soon, and $5,000 is pennies to him. He's talking about $500,000. So you could see how, when I'm showing is 1,000 ounces enough, I really gotta, make sure I cover the broad spectrum of people in between the college student to the guy that's about to retire. So 1,000 ounces, and we'll do it at different prices you sell at, just to kind of, get a general idea. So if you have 1,000 ounces and you sell at $25, obviously that's $25,000. But let's say you have 1,000 ounces and you sell at, let's say, $250, right? That's $250,000. But now let's do some other weights, right? And I wanted to show that because for that college student, if you can save up, you know, 1,000 ounces, $250,000 is definitely worthwhile. But then let's look at if you only have 100 ounces and you sell at $250. That's $25,000. To the college student, it might seem like a lot. So 100 ounces, I don't think it's enough. I don't think it's enough because we're talking about financial freedom. So 1,000 ounces does seem more likely because $250 silver is realistic. Um, not today, not tomorrow, not in a couple years, but it is realistic at some time, right? At some point. So let's say you accumulate 5,000 ounces and you sell at $250. That's $1,250,000. Yeah, but Silver Slayer, you know how much money it costs to buy 5,000 ounces? Nowhere near that, because 5,000 ounces to buy at $25 is 125,000, and if you sell at 250, that's 1,250,000. So you went from 125,000 invested into 1,250,000 profited. You see how you can make a lot of money if you're patient enough. And it might seem like, man, I don't got 125,000, dollars put in silver. If you're stacking for a decade and you even put, even a tenth, an eighth of your paycheck into silver each month, you will get there. And over the decade, I'm sure your financial situation will change, hopefully for the better. It's hard to step outside of the box and really see this type of thing. You're supposed to kind of just stack one day at a time. Don't think about all that. But if you can look at it more as a glass half full and really just have hope and just have faith that yes, it does add up quick, instead of saying, oh no, I'm never gonna stack. I'm never gonna have 5,000 ounces, or I'm never gonna have 1,000 ounces. That's just looking at it the wrong way. Regardless, even if you have 1 ounce of silver, you have more silver than 99% of the world, and that's why Wall Street Silver says we're the 0.9, or what are they? Yeah, he says they say we're the 0.999%, which is genius because only 1% of the population stacks silver, owns silver, and then silver is obviously 3 nines fine. So I think that's genius. But even if you have 1 ounce. And who knows what the price could realistically get to? I mean, let's say you have 1,000 ounces and silver gets up to $1,000. Let's say it's as valuable as gold, since it really is. You could make a killing. Who knows? I don't want to put that type of idea into your head. I don't want to give you false hope or mislead you. But regardless, silver can definitely make you money. If you're looking at it nowadays and saying the price is $18, oh, I should sell soon. That's silly. I mean, come on. Why would you sell it at $18 when we're talking about prices up to $250 that easily could happen in the next decade or so? So, anyways, yeah, I want to know, what do you think is enough? Is 1,000 ounces enough? Is 5,000 ounces enough? I'm not asking you how much do you have. I'm saying, what do you think would be a good amount, a good goal for people to have? And I mean, I don't want to look at it from like, oh, if you're starting off, this should be a good goal. What's a good end goal? You know, even for that college student, or even someone like me, I'm 30. I don't plan on selling for another 20, 20, 30 years. So I could look at a goal that's much higher, much more silver than I have now. You know, I could say my goal is 50,000 ounces or 100,000 ounces or whatever. Um, I don't have to say, oh, my goal should be 5,000 ounces. You could look at it from that angle as well, just depending on, I guess, how old you are or how much longer your time frame of stacking is before you exit. I think this would be a great conversation. If you want to continue the conversation, go check out my last video and see what price people are willing to sell at. I could even do another video and ask what's the highest price you're willing to pay for an ounce of silver. Actually, I think I kind of did that. Yeah, I think I did that. I asked what price. Yeah, I think I did that a couple weeks ago actually, so you can go find that video as well. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. If you thought this video is worthy of a like, please like the video. If you think my channel is worthy of a subscription, please subscribe. I post daily videos. I'm not going to ask you to like the video and subscribe the first 5 seconds you click on this video because you don't even know if you're going to like the video yet. So why would I ask you to like it? You just met my channel. You don't even know if you want to subscribe. So why would I ask you? I like to do that after the video. So yeah, so you can actually make a choice that you want to choose, not just me begging you to do. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. Thanks for tuning in. Go check out some of my recent stuff. I've been covering a lot of crazy, interesting stuff surrounding the world of silver. Thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.